What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Comman-DADS. We got Corey, we got Tone. How y'all doing tonight?
Right.
Good.
Doing magnificent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Marvelous. Would Davey Ruffin say marvelous? We're doing marvelous over here.
No technical difficulties here.
Oh, yeah, just, as always, especially with me having to be out of town at a job down in Richmond. Corey's, not Corey, Tone has it on his computer this week, so he's the one that has the control. So if anything messes up, we all yell at Tone, not Tim this week. Even though
y'all can yell at me.
My fault.
And all I'm gonna say is F you. Bye bye.
Yeah, this is actually going to be, as far as this week in Dadland, this will be the first night without Jim Bob. I'm going to have 2 nights in a hotel stay. So I had to stay down here in Richmond since it's so far away, and I have a job here for the next 3 days. Okay. And so, no Jim Bob. So I'll actually get sleep.
Is this your first night down there?
Yeah, this is my first night down here.
Oh, you won't get any sleep. Look, it was my first. So I had to go to Harrisonburg this weekend for work, and it was my first time either sleeping without Zane and or Rendy.
Yeah.
So because Rendy and I went, we had to go somewhere for my job, a couple weekends ago, but. It was like my legitimate first time with and I even joked with Randy. I said, "Well, I get a full night's sleep. I woke up like 3-4 times in the middle of the night in that in the Hampton Inn, which was the Crampton Inn to me." But yeah, you'll be like, "Oh man, like what? Did I hear something?"
Hear babies crying in my in the woodworks.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, you won't be able to.
It's like when you have your phone, and you fake feel it vibrate. But it never actually did.
Yeah.
Like it's just your mind tricking you. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
I had to turn that TV off because I started in my subconscious. I started hearing like Steelers highlights because I left it on NFL Network. So it's just like I was like, "Gosh, why am I thinking of Franco Harris all of a sudden?" It is like, yes, I need to turn this TV off.
That's hilarious.
No, I think my first time not having TJ Chanel around. I was on my flag football team when we were going to play in a tournament. It was like a month and a half ago. I slept like a baby because I was tired as hell. But the first night, I couldn't sleep for nothing. I kept trying to text Chanel like, "TJ, okay?"
I am a heavy sleeper though.
I'm like, I'm going to sleep now. I can't do this no more.
Because I really haven't woken up for him. Like, because I've been just staying up. Like, I've been taking the night shift, and then so I usually sleep in the afternoon, and then just wake up, and then don't go to bed until like 2 a.m, and then lay him down and let her wake up with the next whenever he cries, she wakes up. So I haven't really like woken up to a crying baby where I need to go handle a situation just because of how I've been choosing to deal with it, I guess.
Oh, I've been that's daily. That's a daily occurrence for me. Zane and Bassinet. Rendy. Hey, go get him. He's hungry. I'm like, okay, bring him to you. Yeah. She's like, do you want to take him to the bassinet? Huh? Yeah, sure. It's like, but now we've done the bad thing now, and he sleeps with us in the bed and he's been more at ease. But I'm like, he's just getting spoiled. He's getting spoiled. Like,
yeah, that is a big spoil. You got to send him to his room.
TJ hates the bassinet now. So,
but Randy doesn't want to let it go, right?
Oh God, no. I already said, you know what? I learned this. You do hard work, right? Like when my mom and dad came down here, my dad helped me put together his crib, right? And that crib's been up since probably like December-ish, right?
Yep.
And the only person to sleep in that crib was the cat.
Yep.
Because Randy's like, the slats are too big. The slats are too big. They said, Hawk TV's a Ravens fan. What are we going to do? So, it's just like, oh, Hawks.
Yep.
Sorry. My bad.
Mine is my crib is a clothes rack. That right now. There's no sleeping in that thing.
No sleep.
I think I've laid him down at it like twice. Just because I happen to be in the room, and that's just the best place to set him down for a moment, and then you go right back up.
Yeah.
He
did not react poorly to my haircut, though. He didn't react poorly to this. So the haircut, he did not react poorly to it because I went and shaved my head last week, and I said, "Uh-oh," and then I looked at him, and he grinned at me. So I was like, "Okay, we're good. You like it, buddy? We're okay." So
yeah.
yeah,
I got my hair retwisted and I got shape up. That boy didn't know who the hell I was. He was like,
anything you do with your hair tone, that's a dramatic change. Corey didn't go from a full length hair to
I just went
shaved
from
head
sloppy. I went from sloppy, messy hair to just looking like the round mound of rebound. But it is what it is.
He like, Papa?
And I'm I kept the beard though. Kept the beard, so
I'm like, yeah, it's Papa. And he was like, okay. Before like 5 minutes, he was like,
he's like a dog. He needed to smell you first, like because I can't tell by how you look.
Papa, it's Papa. I was like, what the heck?
That's
this
funny.
Crazy.
That's awesome. All right. Well, shall we get into some stuff this week?
All right, roster moves.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so roster moves. We cut Brandon McManus. They decided not to go down that road. They're not waiting for any sort of the process to be had. They just said, "Yep, never mind. We're good. We're moving on." And we added Ramiz. I don't know if there's Ahmed or is it just Ahmed?
Ahmed.
It is Ahmed.
Yeah,
Ahmed.
yes.
Okay, because I thought I saw Flim written in the. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'm dead,
I love that Jeff Dunham joke. AH Flim MED.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Stop
But we add him. What do you guys think about the cut?
Oh, it had to happen. Bye, me, Diddy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. I just want you get out of here. I'm glad.
Want...
It had to happen. I don't want that bad press on our team. We started to clear up the bad image. We cleaned off the stink and the filth of our organization. Hiring Adam Peters and having Josh Harris own his team. I didn't want no more dirty laundry. Get the dirty laundry the hell out of here. Quick, fast, in a hurry. They're not going to the wash. It's getting burned. He got cut. It got burned. So good. Bye. Don't miss you. Won't miss you. You're an 81% field goal kicker. You ain't nothing special. Bye-bye. Don't stand on your way out. I need an access card, though. Appreciate it.
They deactivated that thing.
What about
you, gave Corey? Him his number, too. Gave Ahmed his number. So gave him number 3. And, I thought old McMahon hole over there. I just want, because obviously, like I said last week, I said, if you do your due diligence and he's gone, then he should be gone. I want to see if he tried this mess with Shinity Smith, see what happened there. I want to see what happened right there.
Is that the tweet that went crazy?
No. That's
okay. We're
that's
not
the
there
girl.
Yet. Okay.
That's the Chicago Sky that knocked out Caitlin Clark.
Oh, we'll talk about that then in a minute. Because I don't know anything about this tweet.
McManus tried that grinding with Shinity Smith. He's gonna he's gonna try that.
It's actually Kennedy. It's not Shinity.
Kennedy Smith.
Kennedy.
Yeah, it's
a weird spelling.
Trying to put a CH at the front of it instead of a K. Whatever. However,
Kennedy.
You could basically put any combination of letters together and just make it sound however you want these days.
Yeah.
Just like what's his name, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Isn't his son's name like Ash? And there's like X's and weird symbols in there now or something. And I think it's
kind of like his platform. Yeah. It's kind of like his platform.
Yeah. There's just random AE like that. I think it has like the symbol like the A that like is combined with an E. At like the same time, I think that's literally in his kid's name.
Holy moly!
Yeah, you should go look up Elon Musk's child, like how they spell it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That weird Neuralink mother. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Well, I like that. I do think it's fine that they went ahead and just moved on from Bandit McManus on this front without really, because I think that they have inside information. Because based on what we read last week, it seemed clear that the proof is going to be out there. Like they're going to have enough out there to actually show this because there's eyewitness testimony. Like there's going to be other people there. And I'm sure that that's probably what got back to the Harris group, got back to the coaching staff and whoever else made the decision to move on from him, like with Adam Peters, I'm sure he was involved, that it's like, all right, there's enough here that it seems like that's going to be like, yeah, we can't comment on it. That's of course what Dan Quinn said. You can't comment on an ongoing investigation, but I think there is enough that, all right, this is probably real, and we may as well just go ahead and cut ties, especially with the history of our team and what we just came from. Why even mess with it for a kicker that's, average at best?
So that brings a question for me, though. Okay. Say this was, God forbid, and we know this wouldn't happen. Say this was a Jonathan Allen. Say this was Terry McLaurin. Say they were accused of this. Do they get cut? Does the leash get cut for them? Are the, just because this is a kick? See, there you go. There you go. Come on. I'm keeping it a buck. Like, what if it's what if it's Brian Robinson or something? Are we gonna be like, well, we're gonna sit there and suspend them? We're not gonna cut ties with him just because it is a kicker. Is that why he got cut? Not because, because every time these teams, and I don't care, we got new ownership or whatever. It's always about protecting their brand and the shield and all that good stuff. So that's the question I pose. If it was one of those guys, a high profile player, and maybe they went to a massage therapist, and people reporting things that happened.
They did a Deshaun special.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Elementary, my dear Watson. So
yeah, it's interesting on. Yeah, if it was one of those, obviously if it was Allen or Terry, now it's wild because those guys have like a
great reputations.
Yeah, a reputation of being very respectable human beings, and it's almost like, do we believe in what happened at that level?
Is it cap? Yeah, is it
is it weird? Like, I don't know. I know nothing about Tyler Biadasz, but he's a guy that, like, I literally know nothing about him. But if something came out about him, and I would be more likely to believe it. If it came out from Terry and John Allen, I would just be like, that's ridiculous. Like, on its face. And I would have to read more. I would have to read more. Of course, I would actually go through and actually make an honest. I just wouldn't. But my initial reaction would be like, no shot.
Yeah,
there's no way that happened.
It was beyond me. I cut him.
Like McManus, I knew nothing about. Like when it came out of McManus, I'm like, okay, maybe. He's been on our team for a total of 3 months, if that. So yeah, let's look into it and see it. So, but to your overall point, what point are you too big to cut? Right?
Hello.
There is some.
I think it's only Allen, Terry, and Deron. If there's anyone else,
well, Jaden, of course.
Yeah, and it's like
what if it came out about Jaden Daniels? Like something happened.
Daniels is not going to get cut. That's
right.
That's of course.
He's not going to get
cut. It's like there's obviously certain levels of like this is clearly more in the sexual harassment camp rather than assault. I guess it is technically assault. Because if there's touching,
I don't think it's in a violent. Yeah, I don't know what the difference.
I don't know what the technical definitions is, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. It's more like the harassment camp.
If it's physical contact, it's technically assault.
So it would be
Okay, well, it's not aggravated, I guess, in that sense. It's like it's
not
okay, not good. So there's now a level. Like if it came out that Terry had something like this happen, probably not. But then there is like an elevating scale of like, okay, eventually, you're going to get cut if it's too dramatic. Like what was I'm not going to go into the details, but if you guys remember, I think it was the punter for the Bills, what he was accused of.
Yeah, Matt Ariza. Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter who you are. If that's the level that people are accusing you of, you're probably going to get moved on from.
If Patty Mahomes did it, what at some point he ain't getting cut. Aaron Rodgers.
And what level of assault would you have to get to before you cut Patrick Mahomes? Like,
I think I'd be an M1. It got to be an M1. He would have to he would have to send someone to the Lord. He would have to actually.
If we keep it in the realm of kickers, what if it was Justin Tucker?
You have to send someone to the Lord.
You stab somebody up a pole, something. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
It had to be a murder one, bro. It would have to be a murder one, bro. It had to be premeditated. Yeah, that's always gonna get it back involved, bro.
I mean, what if it's Justin Tucker, man?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't think it's really about kicker or not. Because Justin Tucker would have a much longer leash than
right. Yeah, like I'm saying,
he would have a longer leash than a guy like Michael Penix.
Spicy.
And that's a quarterback compared to a kicker, right? In my opinion, anyway. Maybe that's not technically true, but and also Michael Penix also has a good history of a good head on things like that. But I was just trying to think of a random quarterback that
be like if Kirk Cousins pulled a Jim Jones or something. Like
Justin Tucker would have a lot of pull.
Crazy.
A lot of pull. But all right, let's move on to
Kirk O'Chains. Kirk O'Chains be gone. If they drafted Penix for Kirk O'Chains, you did that Kirk O'Chains? Oh yeah, let's go. Penix time, baby. Penix time.
We go ahead and we add Ramiz Ahmed, right? And I'm looking at his stats, and I don't know how people get jobs. Right? He went 14 for 22 in the USFL, which is pathetic. In college, his long was 50 yards. His extra point percentage in the USFL was 70%. His kickoff touchback percentage was 45, but I think that's actually not as important because I think they purposely don't kick touchbacks. I think with like how their rules work. But anyway, his college stats don't impress me. He's never kicked in the NFL. Like he was on the Packers, but he has no kicks listed. I don't understand. Like, how is this the guy that you first pulled the trigger on?
Because it doesn't matter right now. It don't matter. It doesn't matter right now. You need a leg and you need a leg. That's just maybe just to simulate to get your guys ready for that new kickoff rule and everything. I don't now. Tim, if we're talking about like 2 weeks before the season and this is what you come up with, I'm right there with you. But it's June, it's the first week of June.
It still concerns me though, because he's still here. Like, because I mean, we have picked up some pretty kickers in the past.
Right.
Chris
Blewett,
Brian Johnson, Chris Blewett.
Brian Johnson wasn't that bad though.
I don't think he was that good.
He wasn't that terrible. He wasn't terrible either.
I have to go back and look. I don't have a recollection of him being very good. I know he like started out okay here, but I don't have a recollection of him being any good. But I'm sure there's other ones that you can pull. And also there's like there's other guys around the league that you're like, that's the direction. You couldn't find anybody better. I don't know.
I thought we signed Mason Crosby. That's not thought we would sign Mason Crosby.
Yeah, he's 10 for 10 on fit. Brian Johnson's 10 for 10 on field goal attempts in his career.
What's his longest?
52.
It's okay.
That's decent.
So,
but
he was rough on the extra points though. He's 9 of 13 on extra points.
Oh my, jeez, oh my God, that's wild.
Man, I would ball back Kyle Forbath, man. I don't care. He don't kick 50 yards.
Kyle Forbath,
he was accurate. At least Kyle would hit him. Kyle hit him.
Look, but y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. We get exactly what we deserve when dealing with these kickers because look at some of the kickers that are in this league right now that are making bank and doing good things that people excoriated and didn't want to have patience with. Dustin Hopkins, Graham Gano. Remember when Sean Sweezer and with the Steelers? Like these guys were all consistent for years after they left Washington. Surprise.
Dustin Hopkins just had to leave here. He wasn't right here.
My man D-Hop, man. I did my man dirty, man.
It is what it is. Like he just wasn't good here ever since he missed that field goal in London.
Now that one was terrible. I don't know what the hell that was. That was terrible.
He needed a change of scenery. It was unfortunate, but there's no saving him here. Like the fan base was always concerned about him.
35-yard game with a field goal. Yeah, you can't do that, bro. That's a card.
Yeah, so it's sad, but
especially to win a game. That's OD. Who could have made the playoffs that year if we beat Cincinnati?
Missed it
We
by a
made the
game.
playoffs that year. We don't even need a draft.
Or we could have took care of business against the Giants. So
that's true.
Yeah,
it's easy to win that game.
Anyway, let's not relive that. All right. So, all right. I think we can move on. We all agree that we need something at kicker. Well, we'll see what they do before the start of the season. But
Come on, Mason Crosby. Mason Crossbar. Come on, Mason Crosby.
This is the leg they decided to add, and we'll see where they go from there. But all right, Corey, you went viral. What happened?
Okay. We went low level viral. So there was a tweet. Now I gotta find it because I'm old and got a lot of stuff going on.
Don't tell you gotta find it.
Hey, look here. Well, if you had to look, if you were the real master of the tech tone, you would have been able to find it.
Yeah, you've already had it up.
So yeah, it was Tim. It was Tim. Tim would have pulled it up and analyzed it.
I'm pretty sure I retweeted John anyway.
So
I would have highlights. No, it's good.
So there was a Barstool DMV put this question. I said, who is the worst coach in DC sports history? And they said, we'll start. They put a picture of Jim Zorn up. So I just kind of in my own way, I said, I don't think Jim Zorn's the worst coach, although he's terrible. I'll give you one. Mike Shanahan. So you say, and people going to say I'm crazy when I say this. I said he was arrogant. He mismanaged the quarterback situation. Donovan McNabb. He literally thought he could go into 2011 with Rex Grossman and John Beck in his holster. How'd that work out for you? 5-11. He pretty much gave up on that team. He sounded like he was giving up on that team in 2012 after the Carolina game. But thank God they won 7 in a row, made it to the playoffs. Good for them. And he had a lower winning percentage than Spurrier and Zorn. They were both 12 and 20 in their first 2 years, and after they got fired, I think Mike Shanahan was 11 and 21. So he lost an extra game there. And overall, they all had 375 as their winning percentage. And I sit here and people are like, well, he left us with the best roster. He left the roster in better shape than Spurrier did. I said, is that true? Because 2 years later, the Redskins were in the playoffs in 2005 after Spurrier left. 2 years later, the Redskins were in the playoffs in 2015 when Shanahan left. So, I mean, are they really in good situations there? And then it took, after Zorn, right? It took them 3 years to get back to the playoffs. And who was the head coach? Mike Shanahan. So, and I mean, he didn't want to draft RG3. Right now, he's right for that. History has proven he was right for that. But yet and still, he was the executive vice president, football operations. We can blame Dan Snyder for meddling and all this stuff, but we can't.
That's exactly where I was about to go.
Right.
That's exactly where I was about to go.
We can't deny accountability to Mike Shanahan because Mike Shanahan knew what he was getting into. This was the man who screwed us out of Champ Bailey. Remember? We had to give up draft picks just to get Clinton Portis. Who in the ham sandwich trades an all-pro cornerback, potentially all-pro cornerback, for a running back? Nobody does that. But then you're going to – so then 6 years later, because you only had one winning season in 5 years, you're going to jump on the Washington train, which you know is a mess, and you think you're going to fix it? Stop. Just stop. So that is what that's why I say he's the worst, because it was a controlled chaos. He was the master of it. He thought he could be Bill Belichick because he really picked Bruce Allen to come with them, even though Bruce was hired before him. Technically, they were already working in the background, and we all know that because of reports. But
I can't go with Shanahan's the worst, but I can see the argument of that he wasn't good because clearly he wasn't great. But I would go exactly that direction of you're trying to handle your team in your way, and yet you have the owner that's completely sabotaging the quarterback room. Yeah. Just absolutely annihilated, and which is the most important position in football. And then you have them like turning against your son like, oh, the Shanahan, the two Shanahans are teaming up on RG3 and blah blah blah. I remember like the media outlet. I was Team RG3.
Yeah,
I'm like, this nepotism BS. Is Kyle even supposed to be here? Like, this is ridiculous. Like RG3 with the military
they love the
background,
Shanahans
graduated
now.
3.5 years. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Like RG3 is a good person. Like this is ridiculous. They're screwing him. Blah blah blah. I remember being in that moment, and turned out it was all crap. I mean, Shanahan definitely is not like some angel in this. Don't. I'm not pretending that, but it turned out like it was completely RG3 and Dan Snyder that they just decided to handicap the Shanahans, a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach and a guy that's now been to the Super Bowl multiple times as an offensive coordinator and as a head coach. He hasn't won it yet, but he's been there multiple times, right? Like we're our modern day Andy Reid in a way, right? I can't put it all on him, even though, yeah, he is the head coach. You could do that, but it starts with the ownership. That's the real number one. And the ownership was absolutely awful in every possible way that just completely handicapped him. So, but I appreciate the tweet, and I'm glad that it started a conversation. That's
yeah,
good for you.
I wasn't like, I didn't like, I really wasn't saying like the worst, but he's tied for the worst because, of course, we know Zorn, and then we know we know Spurrier and everything, but they're all like, I'm the type of person. Your record is who you are.
All right, who would you rather have right now? What era would you rather go back to?
Okay, North Turner,
Shanahan,
North Turner,
or Rivera? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I want to do either one, but here's the point, Tim.
Can we pick neither? What the
of course they both suck. But if you had
4 years,
had to pick one, are we really pretending that we're not going back to Shanahan?
Hold on, 4 years, Rivera had a better winning percentage. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because they won games they shouldn't have won at the end of the year just to screw our draft position.
But I'm just saying. But look,
they never won when it was important.
I'm just saying. And with the
they would beat undefeated teams.
I'm taking Shanahan. Shanahan had the last 10-win season. Here, okay. I'm taking Shanahan.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll go with you on that. I don't know.
Because Ron's best season was the 79 season, where the division was absolute garbage. It was no doubt.
And also, okay, like let's
we deserve to win nothing.
Shanahan or Rivera, and you have Josh Harrison owner.
I'm taking Shanahan 10 times out of 10. I'm sorry.
10 out of 10.
I'll take him 4 out of 10. I'll take him 4
out of 10.
I despise this man. I keep on telling you, I despise this man. Like, it just because he avoids accountability all the time. Yeah. He always gets a slap on the wrist. Nobody ever holds him accountable.
I would say lead up to the 2012 draft, his tenure here, I would blame him for a lot of stuff. Like, why trade for Donovan McNabb? Why would you trade for the remnants of Donovan McNabb, bro? Why would you pick up a dude like Jason Till on his last leg? He might go dance for the stars, bro. Why? It's certainly like why are we doing these things? Like this is ship mall for a 6th-round pick. Thank God that 6th-round pick was Alfred Morris.
Fat Albert.
I was cute for 2 years. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just trash. Like the personal moves were trash. The RG3 trade was trash. I can't fully blame him. I got put something on Snyder, but it was still trash because he had 1 year and it was trash. Like all it was trash. His roster moves were terrible. The only thing he did right was get Pierre Garçon and draft Kirk Cousins. Everything was trash. Everything else.
I don't know about that. I mean, Jordan Reed had good years.
Now he had some good picks. Now I'm not going to get.
He had 4 good moves to me. Get Trent, getting Kerrigan, picking
hold on, Tony. Time out on that. We talk about Kerrigan being a good move, but just imagine if they had the wherewithal to actually play him at his natural position.
Fact.
DN instead of linebacker.
Come on,
they played 3-4 for like 4 years.
And really,
like 4 years.
He passed the buck up when he could have drafted J.J. Watt.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's true.
Tough.
Come on now. Look,
JJ was out there.
I'm trying to preach here with you. Like, I'm
JJ
just
was
saying.
out there carrying.
All right.
I'm not.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Okay, I like the idea. I like the idea of Shanahan.
Think outside the box. Just think outside the box.
It's a good conversation starter.
Not to agree with me.
Yeah, even if I don't agree, it's fun. Yeah. That's a good one. I like it. I like it, Corey. I'm glad that you got some clicks on that.
I feel we should have moved up for JJ.
Do they still call it tweets?
That's interesting.
They call them post.
Oh, they switched to post to more generic.
Yeah, I call my Xers. I call them the Xers.
The Xers.
The Xers call it post now. We don't call it tweet. Whatever. I don't. It's still Twitter.
I don't do either one. I think both are horrible, but whatever.
Yeah,
you ain't lying.
I'm not an Xer. I'm a Twitter.
Yeah.
You got the name. Switch your name. We want Redskins back. I want Twitter back. How about that?
All right. Speaking of drama, Ben Johnson spoke to the media this week for the first time since denying an interview again for Washington. And the two main takeaways for Ben Johnson were he wants to stay in the sun longer. So he basically said that Dan Campbell had a analogy that right now we're treading through the Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic part where there's icebergs and there's rain, and it's not looking pretty right now, but we're eventually going to get to the Caribbean, and it's going to be a sunshiny day once we get there. And he basically said that we reached the sun last year, getting to the NFC Championship, and he wanted to stay in the sun a bit longer. And then he said he wants to be confident in what his next opportunity will be. And basically, I thought it was an interesting quote, and I have some thoughts on it. But what do you guys think of Mr. Ben Johnson's comments on basically why he didn't give us a chance?
I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, go ahead, Tech.
Benjamin Johnson in my Louis T voice. Benjamin Johnson, you are a beta. I'm not gonna say the word on here, but I'm gonna spell it. So y'all know what it is. It's BITCH. That's what you are, and you are SUCKA. A sucker. Sucker. You a sucker.
Pause.
You mean to tell me what you waiting for the Kansas City job, bro? You waiting for Andy Reid to retire, bro? What are you waiting for? You had a job where they had the most cap space in the league. They picked up the best available GM in the league. They have a good ownership group. You would have had a leash, a long leash. They won't just find the year one. This not David Tepper. It's not David Tepper. So you had a number 2 pick overall. They would have built the team in your image. What else do you want? You want a ready-made roster, bro? You want to go to Kansas City, bro? And you could have went to Seattle too. Seattle, DK Metcalf, JSN, Tyler Lockett, with Geno Smith. You couldn't win with that. But you need a perfect situation, right? So you don't get fired. The reason why you didn't take the job because eight coach can get hired and 5 will get fired. I want to try and win them 5.
Yeah.
Beta talk. You are a beta male, sir. You're not a leader. You want a follower. That's tough. Get Benjamin Johnson goofy stuff on my face. Bye.
Yeah. So
dismiss.
I do have similar thoughts on the
beta, bro. Beta.
When you can't be scared of the opportunity, right? Where you're gonna say, "Oh, I need a great situation. I need a perfect situation at the next spot," and it's just never going to be. If they fire their head coach, there's clearly problems, right? You're not just getting an opportunity where I mean, I don't know if he interviewed for the Chargers job or if the Chargers just didn't even really give him the time of day because they just wanted Harbaugh. But maybe he would have taken a job like that, right? Because you have Justin Herbert already ready in pocket, a decent offensive line, a decent roster for overall. Maybe he would have made a move for that spot instead. And I don't know if there was any other spot that he would have really been interested in, like Tennessee, Atlanta, the Panthers. None of these jobs seem super interesting, but he didn't want to give us an opportunity. So is pathetic the right word that you didn't want to take your opportunity and give you a chance. But he said that he thinks he could still get an opportunity in the future. What do you think, Corey?
Well, one thing I'm not gonna dismiss him as like a aloof friend. I think he's a very intelligent dude. I mean, the guy's I don't think he has a lot of common sense. I think he overthinks a lot of things. I was listening to Kevin Sheehan's podcast Saturday, and he was kind of talking about like he seems like he's an overthinker, and that's what I kind of gathered from it too. Was he's talking about what did he say? He said, when I look at it from this perspective, if I get an opportunity that goes down that road, it's how do I get the second contract? How do I set myself up? The stars need to align. I'm not going to do it just to do it. I love what I'm doing right now. So to me, that's like he's not looking for any adversity. It's the NFL. It's always going to be some kind of adversity. Even the best teams. I mean, basically, the Chiefs are running a halfway house right now. So, when I look at that, he's like, well, I know how you can get to the second contract, Ben. Win ball games. Put together the best staff, get the best resources, get the best out of your players, motivate, be a leader of men. You can get that. Now that's easier said than done, but I mean, I think we may have dodged a huge bullet here with him.
Yeah, and there was one thing that I heard that in there that also because Dan Quinn talked about something that when he learned in his last opportunity is that you basically shouldn't be the play caller.
Right.
And you have way too much going on, way too much that you need to pay attention to. The red flag, timeouts, clock management, right? Like there's way too much that you should be thinking about that you also can't be breaking down the defense or breaking down the offense and understanding what you need. You have to be able to delegate. And he literally said that when he gets that opportunity, he wants to be the play caller, right? He doesn't want to give up that duty. And when you're a head coach, you have to be ready to be more of a manager type role, right? You can't be a micromanager where you need to be in control. You have to be ready to hand off some things. And head coach is an extremely important job, but one of the things you probably shouldn't do is also call plays because it makes it harder on top of it. Because I don't know. I don't think that, or I don't know. I would have to go through and look at who called plays, who didn't. Because I guess you can do both. I'm not going to say you can't, right? Like, but Andy Reid gave it up a while ago, and he's now won 3 Super Bowls, right? It was Bieniemy who was calling plays for a bit, and now Nagy's calling plays, right? It's you figure out, all right, there's too much other stuff going on, and you have to be able to delegate these things. And Dan Quinn already learned that. And, Peter said it in the chat, low-key Ben Johnson didn't come here because Dan Quinn was the most qualified for the job. I agree. I think he is the most qualified. He's been through it. And he's got a great head on his shoulders. He's an extremely great coach. He's proven that time in and time out. And he's also learned some stuff from his first stint. And I think that we made a great hire in a lot of ways. And I wanted an offensive-minded head coach, a young one to have for the future. But it's not like Dan Quinn's super old. How old is Dan Quinn?
He's 50. He's like 52, I think.
53? Yeah, so he could still be a coach for 15 years easy and still be a quality coach. There's coaches that go into their early 70s and still play well, or coach well. But yeah, it's
you Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is, but I just think like, and the reason why a lot of people didn't like Dan Quinn was because really he was the Cowboys defensive coordinator. And that was the if he was a defensive coordinator for the who would say like the Broncos, and they had a good Bronco, or we'll say the Dolphins, right? Because they had a good defense last year. Nobody would have batted an eye at that. They were like, well, this guy deserves his opportunity and everything. So it's what it is.
Ironically, Dan Campbell is the definition of a CEO coach. Yeah, that's actually because he's the guy that hands off, he delegates, right? He's the more of the motivator. And fair enough. People didn't like Dan Quinn because they blame him for the Falcons losing the Patriots. So, I one of the hesitations I had with Dan Quinn was before I've listened to him. I like him a lot more than when you actually hear him talk. But is I didn't want to retread. I didn't want a defensive-minded head coach, and I didn't want to retread. So he literally checked the 2 boxes that I did not want in a coach. But I think that what he's done so far, and we haven't even seen the team play a single game, and I don't expect much this season because the roster was just so bad. I think that we could be competitive, but I think that we're probably going to be, we keep talking about the Lions. I think we could be the Lions of 2021, a team that ended up with not the best record, but very competitive in a whole lot of games. And by 2-3, NFC championship game, maybe. We'll see.
Keep on battling. That's what they got to do. Build and battle.
For sure. All right, before we get into OTA takeaways and things, did you hear the Rams and their GM called Adam Peters? Peter sent this to me. Shout out Peter in the chat. That they wanted to trade all the way from pick 19 up to pick 2 to get Jaden Daniels. Right? That's some high praise from a very quality organization. They make a lot of good, smart moves over there. And hey, Jaden Daniels, man. And then, let's actually combine that to get to the OTA takeaways. Is per Zach Selby, Jaden Daniels has been very accurate going through his progressions. And even as they add a bit of a pass rush to him, and you combine that with Jonathan Allen talking about how he's the first one in the building, where Jonathan Allen prides himself in John Allen being the first one in the building, and Jaden Daniels been beating him. I'm loving what I'm hearing from Jaden Daniels. He's gotten to the playbook. He seems to be picking up the offense, playing well. What do you guys think about the Rams wanting to make a move all the way from 19?
I'll let Corey go first.
I thought it could have been ironic though. Almost 12 years later, and we had an opportunity maybe to host the Rams. So I don't know, but we need the quarterback. We had that opportunity. I think it shows, good restraint by Adam Peters because they won their guy and they got their guy. He wasn't for sale, and they said they weren't for sale. That was the reports too, right? It's like, well, we don't think Washington's going to be moving off of. We're going to be moving off of 2. They're not going to be moving off of 2. That's what we heard leading up to the draft. And that's what it was. So, it's good. We look consistent with our message. So, I think that's a thumbs up to Adam Peters.
Yeah, I think 19 would have been way too far anyway.
Yeah,
go ahead.
My quick thoughts on it. What are the Rams gonna give up? They gonna sell their soul?
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
They were probably ready.
You can't give us more than 3 first-round picks at one time. We're gonna get 3 ones. Stafford, what are you gonna do? Ain't no way I'm gonna come off 2 to go down to 19.
Yeah, that would have been.
There's no way. Unless 3 ones in Stafford were the bare minimum. Then I need more than that because I'm going 17 spots down. So we're gonna give you the 2 this year too. You give you 2 next year. We're gonna give you 3 ones, 2 2s in Stafford.
Yeah.
Nah, come on, stop. I'm glad Adam Peters didn't entertain the foolishness. It would be funny to make the Rams sell their soul for a quarterback. They try to make us do the same one day. Give us everything.
Nathan actually brought up a good point.
It didn't work out for us, so it'll been cool to flip the script on them. It'll be cute, but whatever.
Nathan had a good point though. The Rams were interested in Sam Howell, so yeah, how good is their talent evaluation if they also wanted Sam Howell? So maybe they aren't the blessing that Jaden Daniels should want to get. I don't think
stop that. Y'all stop that. Stop. Leave Sam alone.
And they say they got outbid. They didn't want him. They say they wanted him badly, but got outbid. Well, you didn't want him that badly. It's not like they gave up. We did pick swaps, really, right? We moved from 5 to 3rd round.
About 60 spots in draft capital was swapped up, though.
I mean, it was bigger, more haul than I thought we could get. But at the same time, like if you wanted Sam Howell, you could have made that move. It's not like you had to give up everything. They could have made a move there, but. Nonetheless, they did.
They weren't that pressed.
True.
So I think they were just kind of feeling it.
Oh wait, say that again, Tori.
I'd say they were just trying to feel around. That's what they were doing.
100%. Joe Witt, he had some high praise for Frankie Luvu, saying that he's the heart and soul of what football is. When he was asked about, you could see him light up when they asked about Frankie Luvu, which I want to combine this because I could always take my opportunities to take my jabs.
Yeah.
They do not like Forbes. It's the same canned response. Oh, he's a ball hawk. He's got great ball skills. It's all about his ball skills. Heart and soul, when they start talking about somebody that they like, it's a way different response. And I don't think they like Jamin Davis either. I think they're just trying to find a way to somehow use him since he's here. I don't think they like Jamin Davis. I think both of those picks are guys that are potentially they're not on the chopping block. They're going to be here just because of where they were drafted and what's going on. But I don't think they like either one. But nonetheless, Frankie Luvu gets high praise. What do you think about that?
I mean, he's been high energy. He's been high energy since he came in here to sign his contract. So it's not a surprise. And maybe the other guys can feed off of that energy. Kind of and doubling down on that too. They were talking about he talked about Bobby Wagner. Like, we actually have like linebackers here. And I think that's the great thing. Like, we have playmaking linebackers, something
underrated position.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you would have thought over the last 4 years, we would have had playmaking linebackers because we had a guy that played on the 85 Bears with Wilbur Marshall and Mike Singletary, and a guy who played pretty good. That was a Pro Bowl player at linebacker as your defense coordinator. But those guys, and Tim, one of our first shows, what the heck did I say when we collabed for the first time? I said, if we've got these two guys there at linebacker and we can't pick the right guy, we got more problems. And what happened?
Oh, we had lots of problems. That was very prophetic.
Yes. I'm loving it. Yeah, and Peter makes a good point too. Ken Norton Jr. He's a high energy guy. These guys are high energy. Dude, I love it. I think this linebacking core is going to be dynamic.
And I love Joe Witt Jr.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Witt. Yeah, Joe Witt. He's crazy, man. He crazy. Like, I that's the dude I want in a bar fight with me. Like, hey, he just.
I also like that it's just smart. It's what you should be. It's probably becoming more of like this should be the norm, and it's just not becoming. It's probably been that for a while, but it is good. He did not want to give information. They tried to see like, oh, how do you want to use Jamin? How do you want to do this? How do you want to do? I ain't gonna talk about what I'm gonna do. You'll find out week 1. We're gonna try to put everybody in their best spot possible. That's what we're gonna do for everybody. But no, I'm not gonna give you specifics. No shot.
They putting his hand in the ground.
Finally. That's what
they're gonna play him like Micah Parsons. He's gonna be like a mini Micah.
A mini Micah.
I hope he has mini Micah production.
Jarris called that a long time ago. He wanted.
I had my boy Paulie called it.
Micah, do it now. Do it now. Make a Micah. He's doing that for years.
True.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other stuff from the press conferences or the OTAs that
you gotta
sounded
leave
interesting, guys?
You got to leave the anorexic coverage alone, though. That boy, he hungry, and he just
feed the Fools Foundation.
Feed
man.
him.
Feed the Fools,
feed him.
Man.
Feed him. I know Bob didn't like
bigger.
Bro, hey, Corey, let's
mentioned that he got bigger.
Bro.
Yeah, because I've lost all this weight because of my ailments. I've just donated to Emmanuel Forbes.
There you go.
Can we get a fat transplant?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go, man.
Yeah, I'm donating pounds
to
Forbes. I've lost like 15 since the diagnosis. So
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
What's it been, like 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been about a month. It's been about a month now. Yeah.
About a month? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
4 pounds a week, basically. That's phenomenal.
Man.
Good for you.
Yep.
Dude. Keep it up. I've been slacking on ever since Jim Bob's been born. I've been definitely slack. I've been doing a decent job maintaining. I just haven't continued to lose. So I'm right
that's
around.
like Emmanuel Forbes. he's maintaining, but he continues to lose. So it's just there. You go. You're welcome, Tim. Kind of set you up for that.
It's just interesting to hear.
Man.
It's nice to hear it's nice to know that when Joe Witt's asked a question now, we know this now for a fact. When Joe Witt actually likes somebody, you're gonna know it. He's fine. He's fine to play the media game. He's not gonna trash, and that's what you're not supposed to. But when you bring up a player and he starts talking about them, you're gonna know immediately. Okay, does he actually like this guy, or is this a guy that he's just going through the motions? Oh yeah, good ball skills. Fine, good player. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gonna work. He's a hard worker. I like him. He's a hard worker. It's good.
All he said was
a hater. He's such a hater.
And then he takes the ball away, and that was about it. But Frankie Luvu, he the heart and soul of this. Let's go. I love it. Oh my God.
Peter says Jamin Davis sucks. Jamin Davis is actually very, very good when he doesn't need to think.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy is slow
good
up here. Fast
he's trash.
Slow up here. And it's sad. Like we all wanted him to be good since we drafted him in the first round. But as soon as you make that guy think of more than two things, or more than one, I should say, as soon as he has to think of two things in one play, forget it. It's terrible. But when you see him all the time in the flat, he'll scream and make a great tackle, or man-to-man defense on Bijan Robinson gets the interception. So
covering DeAndre Swift.
What's that?
Covering DeAndre Swift.
No, hey, now remember one when
remember when he covered when he was on DeAndre Swift?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Do you do
like 3rd and 15, and he got him for a touchdown like a goofy? I remember that stupid crap. He cooked that man on 3rd and 15, bro. And the man lost his shoe, bro.
He lost his shoe.
Remember when he did Robert Tonyan though? When Robert Tonyan just dunked on him, like literally just put his man knee in his daggone helmet. It said his whole head to the turf. Oh my God, dang, Jamin sucks in coverage, bro.
All right, I had one more thing to bring up before we get into the Immaculate Grid, and I thought it'd be interesting looking at the current ESPN Washington depth chart. Who is currently a starter, or listed as a starter, I should say, that you don't think that's not going to actually end up being a starter by week 1? So, yeah, Tech brought it up. Perfect. So, looking at the offense, where do you guys go first on who's not going to be a starter that's currently listed as one?
Andrew Wiley, immediately. Andrew Wiley. I don't care what men say. I don't care what Street Score says. I don't care what the coaches say. Once they put Doris Armstrong on him 1-on-1s and he's getting beat every play, we will see a difference at right tackle. We will see a Cornelius Lucas. We will see a Brandon Coleman. Something's going to change. It's not going to be him.
Brandon Coleman listed as left tackle.
Andrew Wiley. Anyone. Yeah, it could be Tim. It could be Corey. Anyone but Andrew Wiley. Anyone.
As far as offense goes, the other one that's interesting to me is who's actually going to be the day one starter. Like, who's going to get the majority of first down reps? Is it going to be B-Rob or Eckler?
I got B-Rob.
Yeah.
B-Rob has a higher ceiling right now than Austin Eckler.
That'll be interesting to see that battle of who actually comes out on top on.
But I think it'll be split like 60-40. Austin was still.
I hope it's Austin Eckler. Let's read this. I think it's a concern if Brian Robinson is week 1 starter, because that means Austin Eckler has legitimately lost a step, which kind of sucks because it sounds like we just wouldn't pay this guy.
I think he already did, though. You saw the tape last year. He went the same 2 years ago.
Clearly, he was not healthy last year, and how he ended last year was very poor. But, he has a whole off season to get healthy again. So I want him to earn that starter role. Because I think B-Rob is going to be what B-Rob has always been, right? Since he's got here the last 2 seasons, right? I don't see, like, if B-Rob is not the week 1 starter, I don't view that as a negative on B-Rob. Whereas if Eckler's not, I view that much more of a negative on Eckler. right? Because this is a guy that led the league in touchdowns for a couple of seasons. Like, this guy has been a proven, established guy. And, you could take it as, wow, Brian Robinson is so good that they had to give him week 1. I just don't see it.
I got my money on B-Rob, man. B-Rob.
Yeah, I'm with Tone. I think it'll be B-Rob. I think you're looking more at Eckler. I mean, the guy's gonna be.
I get what Tim's saying because Eckler's more experienced. He's had more production in the league and things of that nature. I don't disagree with that, but I think their running styles. I would prefer B-Rob's running style and have Austin beat his lightning to his thunder. Because if Austin's still explosive, I'd rather have him make the explosive plays and B-Rob beating up a defense rather than Austin beat up a defense and then B-Rob being the lightning to his thunder. Because he's more thunder than lightning to me. Yeah. And Austin's more lightning than thunder to me. So that's how
I don't really think it matters who's starting, really. I think it's just
I think they're going to both get
how they get the distribution.
55, 45 difference in touches anyway. I just think Brian Robinson is going to be up a defense a lot better than Austin would at his time in his career.
True. All right.
Let's just say Austin does start. He gets hurt because Austin actually had been having injury history. Knock on wood.
Yeah. I mean, he's never.
I don't want to see no Chris Rodriguez Jr. Respectfully, I don't. Respectfully,
he needs to be like your wide receiver. He should. I think Eckler needs to be your third leading receiver on the team. Or something
I think Austin Eckler is who we want Antonio Gibson to be in the first place.
That's exactly.
That's who Austin Eckler should be.
That's exactly. Yes.
Speaking of wide receiver, Luke McCaffrey right now is listed as a starter.
That's wild, but
that's fair. Jameson Crowder is old.
I'm here for it. I'm a big fan of Luke McCaffrey.
Ronald Zacchaeus is mid. De'Ami Brown is trash. Like, yes, it's the right thing. What the hell? These dudes suck.
Jameson Crowder is a proven
Crowder is old.
I mean, he played pretty well last year in his opportunities. I'm not mad. All right, pull the defense.
Your boy.
Well, we're not going to talk about him.
Emanuela.
No, it's kidding.
I think Mike Davis is getting more talk. And
whoa. I got another one too, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Percy Butler doing in there. Man, you don't get Percy Butler bump.
That's interesting.
Get that bump. Get that bum out of here, bro. You shouldn't make the team. Get him out of here. Bum.
That's interesting. Yeah, over Derek Forrest right now. Derek Forrest listed not as a starter.
Derek Forrest had more production.
Jerry Chin currently as the starter.
Bro. Get out of my face, bro.
Yeah,
I think Derek Forrest might take Percy Butler.
ESPN's smoking dope, but
Jamin Davis right now listed as a strong side linebacker. I don't think he's going to be starting linebacker. I think they're going to be more down on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's going to start down there either.
I think he'll be like a chess piece. I think they'll move him around. Why is Quan Martin not here? Well, why is Derek Forrest not free? Anyone but bum Percy Butler. Get that bum out of my face, bro. He's not starting, bro. There's no way. There's no way, bro. No way.
I don't know. We'll see.
No way, bro. If Percy Butler was starter, bro, I would give a random fan $100, bro. It's crazy. No way, bro.
Okay, give me my $100.
I have $100. He's not starting, bro. No way, bro.
I would tell y'all to go.
He's trash, bro. No way, bro.
I tell you to go look on Our Lads too, because Our Lads is different than ESPN's. So.
Yeah, that's why I just chose these. You just had to pick one.
ESPN was just the first time I saw, so I just picked
one. I like Our Lads.
The website don't have nothing on it, so
kind of.
Yeah, I wanted to go. Yeah, Tony brought up a good one of going with the website, but there's gaps through it, like just the actual.
It was nothing. They had no players on it.
It's weird.
Clean Farrell over Dante Fowler Jr. is that's an interesting one too. That's an interesting battle too.
Peter asked interesting. Should Frankie Luvu play the Micah Parsons role, not Jamin?
Nah, Frankie's too good of a linebacker. Nah, Frankie's too good of a linebacker.
I have to go through and look at
make Jamin do it. No, Frankie Lou's too much of a dog at linebacker. No. He's a better coverage dude than him. He does everything better. No, make Jamin do it. No, absolutely not. No.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be times Luvu's on the line of scrimmage too. I'm sure they're going to be moving all.
Yeah, they'll do it sometimes, but
that's what
Jamin needs to be doing it more than him. Respect.
Yeah, Dan Quinn prided himself on that. I always thought Luvu was going to be the weapon X in the defense, not Jamin. And that's very possible because Jamin Davis. It may turn out Jamin Davis just can't play the position. Like a lot of people are assuming this, and because they're trying him there, right? Like they want him to be on the field in some way, but we know where Jamin Davis is not going to be, and that's not going to be off ball because he sucks there. He sucks at reading his keys. He sucks at filling in the gaps, filling in the holes. So and he's not good in zone coverage whatsoever. So Jamin Davis is just not going to be that player.
A guy I'm gonna keep my eye on, Kel Walker, to take this spot over here. If it's not Jordan McGee.
Yeah.
He's had a couple 100 tackle seasons in his career. He got some experience. He knows how to knife through gaps. He knows football. He's not going to do dumb stuff. He's not going to be a great player by any stretch, but he's not going to do a bunch of dumb stuff. Like Jamin Davis does dumb stuff. Jamin Davis be tripping.
Because I also wouldn't say, you know what? This is a fair point, Peter. Because Jamin Davis is not going to be that X factor.
No.
At all. He's going to be a DN. Right? Like, if he's going to be a serious piece on this defense, he's just going to be a DN that they can move on either side of the line of scrimmage. And hopefully he has the bend to get after the quarterback. And then maybe, if you have certain packages that he could just move out to the flat, like if you want to blitz a linebacker from the other side, and then Jamin Davis can just go into the flat and cover on the running back side and cover him there. But he's not going to be an off-ball linebacker. And so can you really be an X factor if you're not really being moved around into multiple positions? You're just staying on the end of the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. But Frankie Luvu is not going to be a DN. He's going to be a linebacker that maybe sometimes he lines up on the end of the line of scrimmage where on certain packages, on certain fronts, but maybe on when you have 5 guys in the line of scrimmage, Frankie might be the 5th option. But there could be plays, and maybe not very often, and he may not earn the job, but there could be plays where Jamin Davis is literally a defensive end. You have 4 down linemen, and Jamin Davis is one of them. Maybe on 3rd down.
Especially with your question marks there at the DN spot, too. Like, I mean, I think the only one that you're really, like, if you look at it, maybe Dorrance Armstrong's going to be the only one that's, like, probably, I think you could ink it in. These other guys, I think they're going to be penciled to.
We also got to look at does Jonathan Allen kick back outside?
Could be,
maybe
with the drafting of Johnny Newton
healthy, maybe.
Yeah, and then Fedarian Mathis, if he's healthy, maybe you start putting Jonathan Allen more on the outside because you just feel like you have more depth on the inside. With Ridgeway as well. Who knows? It's an interesting
front 7.
It'll be a fun year. It's going to be a learning year. I don't see us having a whole lot of wins, as I said, but it'll be a very interesting year in how we lead up into next year. Jordan McGee is going to be better than Jamin by the end of the season. That's the hope. We will see, because I know that he's hoping that Adam Peters pulls another magic pull.
Fred
Warner and Shahir, and who's the other guy?
Greenlaw, for real.
Greenlaw. That's the other guy. Yep, exactly. All right, should we hop into some Immaculate Grid?
Let's do it. Do it.
We'll call it a show. Hopefully the quality of my mic has been okay.
It's been great. It's been dynamical.
This joint gonna be wild. This gonna be fun. This gonna be a fun one.
Let's see here.
This gonna be a fun one. Just get this ad on my face.
Ooh.
All right, scroll down a little bit, Tone, and a little higher. Right there. Right there. Perfect. All right, here we go. So right now we got Ryan Kerrigan off the top of our head, right? But we don't need to go that direction because
that's right.
Extra manly.
So we have Jets, Eagles, and 50-sack career across the top, and then you have Packers, Washington, and Giants.
So
Washington and Jets, obviously Santana Moss and Laverian Coles comes to mind. Obviously.
Chad Morton. I'd use Chad Morton.
Chad Morton played for us?
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Ooh, that'll be too high.
Ryan tried it.
Chad Morton. Chad Morton. Yeah, he played 2 seasons.
Chad Morton played for us?
Yes, Chad Morton.
Seriously? I'm tripping. For real?
He's a kickoff returner.
Oh, yeah, okay, right, yeah.
He's part of the Jetskins in 03.
I tried to do name for
What?
Just hit the box, yeah.
Yeah,
And type in Chad Morton.
Bro, just click the box. I type in the man name in peace. You don't got the stupid. Wow, that's crazy.
Eagles, Red Commanders try Norm Snead.
Norm Snead? Hold on. Wait, when there there was another guy. Crap. There was a linebacker, not Nathan Gary or whatever.
Are you thinking Jeremiah Trotter?
No, I was thinking about.
Oh, Nate Gary would be a good one though.
Nathan Gary,
yeah.
Yeah, Nathan Gary. That'd be
That's an interesting one. I thought there was another guy that
Troy Vincent
played for a linebacker in like, I don't know, 2015, 2016.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one, Tim.
Bang!
Bang!
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I like it.
I said Ken Harvey. For
Ken Harvey, okay.
Ken Harvey for Washington.
Well, let's think. Who came? Did we have somebody that like came to us at the end of their career or something? Or
Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor.
Yeah. Bruce Smith.
Cool. I was thinking Bruce Smith. I thought about Bruce Smith, but that's too popular of a name.
Deacon Jones.
Did Deacon Jones play here?
Deacon Jones played 1 season. He played his last season. He's part of the Over the Hill gang in the 70s with George Allen.
I like that. Let's pull that.
Deacon Jones. Try
Deacon Jones.
This man be on it, bro. How the heck you be knowing these Jones, gang?
Bang!
Let's go, boys. Come on, man. I told y'all. I just like this is my
what buff?
Yeah.
This is my jam.
What buff?
Especially if the Commanders are listed, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's just like that's crazy. Are you not entertained? Am I not entertained?
Yeah.
I said for the Eagles and Packers, you could go Doug Peterson, right? Doug Peterson played for the Eagles. You could go Al Harris. Shoot. Who else?
I think Doug Peterson probably the move.
Yeah, do Dougie P. Well, no, Dougie P might be popular though, where he's the coach of the
I wouldn't have thought of that. I mean, you could try it.
Yeah, do Dougie P. Do Doug Peterson. I did
6%, not bad.
6% not bad. I think I did. Who did I do on mine? Yeah, I did Al Harris. It was 3%.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought Al Harris be more known than Doug Peterson.
Hey, move it down, Tone. You don't need to scroll at all. Down a little bit more. And just keep it right there. Perfect. All right. Excuse me. So Giants, Jets.
That one was a little difficult for me. And I said Plexico Burress. That's the first one that came to mind to me. But I feel Leonard Williams, but I feel like that's too more of a recent name.
Jets and Giants.
Snacks Harrison, is that one too known?
Who's that?
Darren Snacks Harrison.
I know Brett Favre, Jets Packers. I definitely thought about that too, but that's got to be way too high.
I did say for the sack guys, I said for the Packers, I said Aaron Campbell.
Dave Jennings for Packers.
Stop cheating, Tone. Stop cheating. Dang gun it. You look at
did like an OC Umanura have 50 sacks?
I know Justin Tuck did.
Justin Tuck did for sure.
Justin Tuck did.
That's a good pull for sure.
Justin Tuck. I said Justin Tuck or OC. I try OC because I did Justin Tuck this morning.
Did he have 50 though? I don't know if he had 50. I mean, you could try.
I'm trying Justin Tuck. I know
OC does. Sure. 9%.
9%. Not bad. I can take that. Not bad. Golden Tate played for the Giants and Eagles. Is that true? That's a good one.
That is true.
Yes, he did. That's a good one.
All right, run it. I like it. I like that, Pete.
I did Dhani Jones.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it says 10%, right?
Yeah.
I thought it said 19. 10%, not bad. Giants, Jets, Packers,
Plexico. I feel like there was a kicker or something that.
Dave Jennings, man.
See, he's cheating.
How high do you think Clay Matthews would be for the Packers?
He probably would be. See, now that's where you look it up, Tone. When you figure out somebody's name and then you verify it.
Dave Jennings, man.
Dave Jennings, who?
For the Jets.
Clay Matthews had 91 and a half.
51 and a half sacks?
Had 91 and a half sacks.
Oh, 91. I
Clay
would
Matthews did.
Well, I knew he had the sack numbers. I just don't know like how high would his percentage be. I don't care. Throw it, run it. I don't care.
Yeah. I did Aaron Campman.
I think it's gonna be super high though.
Yeah. Is that one? Yeah. 39. Yeah.
Okay, and then Packers Jets. Who do you throw? Who you're ever gonna do, Tone?
Dave Jennings, the punter. No one knows about punters.
The punter. That is a heck of a.
You just looked at one. You looked at one.
2%.
I said Alan.
That high.
I said Alan Lazard, but that was like.
Nah, that's kind of high.
Yeah, it was 17% this morning.
Randall Cobb, did he play for the Jets too?
Yes.
Yeah, Randall Cobb did, but that'll probably be high because he's recent.
He's like still a current NFL player.
Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. I mean, if you're a quarterback to play for the Packers, you go to the Jets.
I don't know. Run one of them. Run one of the receivers.
I'll run Cobb, I guess.
Oh, Mark Brunell.
That is a good one.
Mark Brunell, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Brunell. Definitely. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. 61, that's not bad.
61's that is solid. What hit the X, Tone? What did
1%? That's good.
Mark
That's
Brunell.
great.
Very good.
Clay Matthews screwed us
with forcing the Clay Matthews. We could have picked somebody else, but nonetheless. All right. Well,
good job.
That's another show. Appreciate Tone and Corey as always. We will see you again next week. And hopefully I'll be back in my office and not on the road again. But appreciate all of you guys. Any last comments that you guys have?
Mike Shanahan was terrible.
All right, send us out, Tone.
All the coaches after Gibbs sucked.
I agree.
Until now.
Until Dan Quinn. That's right.
But yeah, man.
Diarrhea and hard turds. That's what we're comparing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. Send us out, Tone.
I mean, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all be easy, man.
Okay, see you.
Okay,
bye. See you. Hi.
See you.